go ahead and call our meeting to order. I appreciate everybody's time in the middle of the week. So I will call the meeting to order at 4:33. Liz, can you give us a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Secretary Halverson?
Here.
Thank you. Vice Chairman Harrigan is absent. Member Holmes?
Here.
Thank you. And right on time, Pat Martell is joining us just now.
Oh, great.
Let's see. So we just did Member Holmes. Chairman Lewis?
Here.
Thank you. Member Martell?
Sorry, present.
Excellent. Thank you. Let's see. Member Siegel?
I am here.
Thank you. And Member Sutherland?
Here.
Excellent. We have a quorum.
Great. Well, thank you. And to Board Member Martell, congratulations on your recognition at the reservoir dedication or whatever that was with Mayor Breed. That was exciting.
Thank you. It was.
Neat to see your contributions being recognized and continuing. That's great. So I appreciate that. Okay, I do have an announcement just of general interest. Let's approve the agenda first. Are there any modifications to the agenda, or can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Second, Mr. Holmes, thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you. The agenda is approved. I do have an announcement. I received a written note from Dr. Harrigan that he has submitted his resignation to the organization. I think he was very graceful in recognizing that he has a new home and many new pursuits and involvement. I think he's trying to enjoy where he is in life. He's given huge contributions to this board, has been a very long-serving board member, I believe 9 years. And I'm very grateful for his contributions. So we'll appropriately recognize Dr. Harrigan at our meeting in June. Yes, thank you, Liz. We'll make sure that we have some things we can share about him so we can tune in and watch if you'd like, and we'll have a presentation for him. But very appropriately done. For all of you, the service you give, I really appreciate. And he has served the school since the beginning as one of our initial, not quite an authorizer, but he came in right after that as a superintendent, and then was so impressed with what we're doing was on the board. So thank you, Kevin, for your service, and we look forward to recognizing you in June. That's great. So in June, we will want to have a board item. I can see you all making campaign buttons now. You will need to campaign for vice president of the board. It's a very coveted position. And I will.
Do we have to arm wrestle?
Yeah.
Thumb wrestle. We're all getting
Is the pay higher?
Yes,
I
it's
think
10
it's more
times
money,
more than
though.
you get now.
Yeah.
All right. So I will open this up for public comment. Being a special meeting, this is the time and place for comments on the agenda. And so are there any members of the public at any of our sites or online wishing to speak to the board on items on the agenda?
Am I allowed to do an introduction or no, because it's not on the agenda?
No, let's see if there's any public comment and then we'll let you do that. I appreciate that. You'd mentioned that to me, Jane. I'm a little distracted this week. Are there any members of the public that would like to speak on items on the agenda? Okay, hearing none, I'll close public comment. And our executive director, welcome back, by the way. We're very glad you're rested. We're glad you had a life experience that was tremendous. I cannot wait to hear about it.
It was wonderful. Thank
thank
you. But
you.
I'm
That's
very
important.
glad to be home.
Well, it's important to take care of yourself, and we appreciate that you're investing in yourself. Probably less you invest in our students for sure. So at least you invested in yourself a little bit.
Thank
Go ahead,
you,
Hannah.
Chairman Lewis. Yeah, I'm glad to be back, and everything at the school was great. And Liz held down the fort very, very well with all the rest of the admin team. Appreciate that. She was relieved. She goes, here's the bucket. Take it back. But on that note, before I left, as you know, we've had Brooke Van Arsdale as our Director of Special Education that stepped in for Tracy when Tracy left, and Brooke has done an amazing job. She's on right now with us because I told her I wanted to thank her in front of you all. Brooke has been an exceptional educator. More importantly, she's just a super, super dedicated pivot employee, and she's been so dedicated to our program and has made many contributions and suggested changes and calls us on our stuff and helps us solve problems. And she's been doing such an amazing job. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to continue having her be offered continued employment with Pivot because of her move to Washington. But I did make an offer before I left, which was accepted by Mr. James McElroy, who started on Monday. He is also on right now. And James, I'm going to ask you to say a few words about who you are real quickly when I'm done here. But the beauty of what we, very rare does this happen. Lindsay's doing this for us right now too, very well, but may I add, in turning over things to other people. And Brooke and James from Monday have been working together and turning things over and getting James on board. And it's going super well, but it's a lot of work and it's a lot of energy. And again, that just shows Brooke's dedication to us. And we're very excited to have James on board. Comes from a extensive background that experiences that we're going to really benefit from. So first I want to say thank you to Brooke. I don't know if board members want to chime in before I allow James to kind of introduce himself real briefly.
Board members want to talk about how amazing Brooke has been for our program and how many young people's lives she has certainly helped and how she's walked the mission of our school. Thank you, Brooke.
Thank you, Brooke. Yeah. Brooke, you want to say anything?
We'd love to hear from you and recognize you.
Thank you.
There you are.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, thank you. It's been an absolute honor to work at Pivot the last 6 years. It's been awesome. And just a great growing and learning experience for me. And yeah, I'm super, excited to be able to work with James over the next couple of months and get him, everything passed over and set up well for future school years.
Well, thank you for sharing some of your professional life with us. We're a better school for it, and we're very grateful, and we wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you, Brooke.
Thank you.
James, I did warn you I was going to put you on the spot a little bit. Will you just say hi to our esteemed board members?
Yes, hi. I apologize. I'm in my car actually because I'm driving Riverside. I got to go to the Riverside campus today. I'll be located primarily in San Diego. My name's James McElroy. I've been for about 14 years now. Originally from New Jersey and then moved out to San Diego. I had planned for about a year or two, and I worked primarily in non-public school with students with special needs. First as a special education teacher, then a vice principal, and then spent about 5, 6 years in administration as the principal of the school. Was looking for some changes in life, and Pivot just seems like an amazing organization, amazing schools, amazing team. I've gotten to meet some awesome people, students and families already. The interview process was thorough. It was done so very respectfully, very thoroughly, and so I knew coming into the organization it was just going to be a great team. So it's been a wonderful start. A lot of information. Brooke has absolutely been amazing. She's so knowledgeable and has such care for the organization that I'm really excited to join the team. So I just want to say thank you, and I really look forward to it.
Well, cheers for both of you. Thank you very much.
Yay.
Thank you and welcome, James.
James, I think you'll find that this school is very special, as Brooke has shared. It has an incredible culture. We have amazing kids, and we are changing lives. And I think you'll find that what you may have heard about the board isn't true. We're all very dedicated volunteers who care greatly about the staff and our executive director. We work very hard, again, as volunteers to resource you and encourage you and support our school as we give a new future to our kids. So thank you for coming on board. Look forward to getting to meet you personally.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Jana, when do you think we might meet James? Is it going to be
I hadn't talked to him about the June 3rd board meeting, but that might be a possibility. James, you and I can talk about that when we meet again tomorrow. So that will be the next in-person board meeting. They are in Santa Rosa. Would give you an opportunity to get back to North Bay as well, but probably June. I'll send to you.
While we're at a little break, I want to give a shout out to our awesome staff. I see Bill, Adrian, Craig. Thank you, Liz. Let's see, we got Travis. Yeah, Travis, I see you. Thank you all for the work you do, and we continue to appreciate you. I just wanted to give our staff a shout out. I don't think I missed anybody, did I, Jen? We appreciate you.
Yeah, Adrian, Bill, Craig.
Got everybody.
Yep, you got everybody. Travis.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's look at
Travis.
this next item, our scheduled board meetings for June 2023. So let's take a look at this really quick. Ooh. Everybody have these on your... Abigail joined. Awesome. Welcome, Abigail. Let's see. What are we looking at? Oh, they're down there. Yeah, June 3rd. Okay, so we have June 3rd and June 15th. That's what we're looking at. So everybody has those.
Yes, and sorry, apologies, I was muted and trying to talk. The schedule had been changed after some other scheduling conflicts were brought forth at the March 25th meeting. So we had done the poll to confirm when board members were available. And in the end, the Saturday, June 3rd time was still the one that had the most board members available. So that stays the same. However, the shorter meeting to approve the LCAPs and budgets, et cetera, this is the one change. It was previously scheduled for June 6th, but has been moved to June 15th.
June 15th. Let's make note of that, everybody.
And that'll be the teleconference meeting.
It was June when?
It was June 6th. I don't think I've updated the calendar invitation for you all yet, but I will definitely do that either this evening or tomorrow.
Got it. And then
And I'm really.
no, you go ahead, Jana.
I said I'm really excited to let you know that Dr. Tiffany Campbell from San Marcos Unified, our liaison to our authorizing San Marcos Unified, will be at the June 3rd meeting in Santa Rosa. So we're very excited. It'll be the first time that she's
That's
ever
great.
attended a board meeting. She's really looking forward to it. So just letting you all know.
While we're looking at this calendar, could you one time again, please? I know you sent it to us. I just didn't come across it today. Give us the graduation dates and times again, really quick. Can we pull that up?
Yeah, hang on. I have it right here. Liz, do you want to pull it up or do you just want me to, because you'd probably end up having to switch screens.
I don't have a visual, but if you want to share, you can. I can
We'll just read them real quick.
But
Yeah, I have
two
them.
of
Hold on.
them.
Riverside is on
I
May
have.
31st. San Diego is on June 1st. So May 31st is a Wednesday for Riverside and Thursday, June 1st for San Diego.
Those are at 4:00.
That I'm not sure of. Jana, do you have the times handy?
Yes, I do have the information. So they're all at different times. How about I just send it out to you all
Okay.
again? I have it in the slide that I had in my presentation last time. So
Okay.
I'll just take that and send that out to you guys. And I have addresses and everything for you. So
Okay, great. Thank you.
yes.
Okay, any other questions we don't need to adopt that, right? That's just a information item.
Yep, just to confirm the new schedule and ensure all board members are aware of the change to the second short meeting.
Okay, thank you. I think we made note of that. Then the next item is 4.1 draft budget. Liz, do you want to do that?
Yes, so this is just a very brief open session presentation of the draft budget before we move into closed session to discuss the labor negotiations portion. So I'll bring up the MOP here, multi-year projection. So this is our current working draft that shows our estimated expenses for the current fiscal year. And this is organization-wide, and then showing our tapering off of the multi-year one-time funding sources. So over the next budget year and 2 subsequent years, the sort of net of the 3 years is approximately break even, and the operating incomes are not very large one way or the other, but just it does reflect a little bit of careful planning that we will need to do as we continue tapering off those one-time funds.
Okay. You're just giving us a framework to look at before we go. I understand that. Has the finance committee reviewed this?
Yes, we did
Yes.
have a meeting of the ad hoc budget and compensation subcommittee just last week on the 4th, I believe it was. And so they did see this draft.
Either of you have any thoughts on this or any of your discussion you'd like to report to the board before we go to closed session?
Not especially. I would say that we had more than one meeting on this.
Yeah.
We spent a fair amount of time on it.
Okay. And the plan is we're
I
showing, oh, sorry, Pat, go ahead.
I concur with Ralph, but I also would add that we did take a pretty deep dive compared to what we think you will need to do today, and ask staff to provide a significant amount of information that we felt was very important in addressing some of the issues and concerns that we anticipated that you would all have. So I hope that you will appreciate that we did make an effort to think about the concerns we have heard from you at the last meeting, and then try to identify additional data that would help to address those questions. And then hopefully we can move forward.
Great. That's what I was hoping to hear. I appreciate that I know you both have put a lot of work into this, and I wanted the board members to hear that, and that you've kind of vetted this out and looked deeper into it. So that's great. I appreciate that. I don't know that we're taking action on this, so you're just presenting it to us. We'll vote
Right.
later, correct?
Yep, it's just an informational
Yeah.
item at this point. And because obviously today, as we go into closed session and discuss the labor negotiations portion, we just wanted to make sure you all had a little bit more advance notice because this will be formally presented, the final drafts at the June board meeting on June 3rd, and then adoption on June 15th. So we just wanted to make
Got
sure
it.
you had a little more lead time on these items.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Liz, I
Finance
have a
Committee.
question.
Oh,
I have
go
a
ahead.
question for Liz.
Yes, sir.
I noticed the state aid went up by $1 million from the current year to next year. What's the deal with that?
Let's see, which,
It's
detail?
8011.
in the
Yeah.
detail section down here. Sorry, I just want to scroll so I'm showing what we're looking at here. Okay, so from which year to which year?
Yeah, 22 to 23. It says the year one,
Oh, got it.
year one to year two. It goes from 5 million two to 6 million two.
Yes, so some of that, most of that is due to a moderate increase in enrollment projections for Pivot North Bay, which is something that we have looked at our wait list and our enrollment demand for this current year, and have determined that it is very feasible to accept more students at Pivot North Bay as long as we can staff for it. So the goal is to reach, here we have the total enrollment numbers. I apologize, I don't have it broken out by site here, but you'll see there is a moderate increase in enrollment here, and that is entirely at Pivot North Bay because we've had a very long wait list all year.
So the idea is a fairly decent increase at North Bay. That's what generates most of that money.
Correct.
We've
I
had
have
a
a
wait
second
list of,
question.
oh, sorry, just 70 to 100 students almost all year at North Bay. We
Right.
just couldn't staff for it.
I have a second question on compensation. 1,300. Certificated salaries.
Okay.
It goes from 800 to 13. I mean, yeah, 800,000 to 1,000,003. Salary increases, added positions, what?
So it is a mix of things. Some of these are items that we will discuss in the closed session labor negotiations portion. But some of it is reflective of the position changes and sort of restructuring with certain employees leaving and sort of having to restructure our admin and leadership team.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Tom, for the attention and the questions. Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you for that initial look. Appreciate it. It's helpful. Then we will now adjourn to closed session. The purpose of the closed session is conference with labor negotiators, Government Code Section 54957.6, agency designated representative, Executive Director Jana Giskell. We're discussing all unrepresented employees. And so we will now go to closed session. To our staff, thank you very much for popping on today. Again, we appreciate you, and we hope to see you at the graduations. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. The board is come out of closed session, and there is no reportable action at this point for any action to be reported out. So this concludes the business on our agenda. Our next meeting will be June 3rd at 8:30 in, Santa Rosa. Is that sufficient, Liz?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, thank you. The meeting's adjourned.